The Buddha said that Nibbana is available in the here and the now. Nibbana means cooling down. The extinction of the fire within. The fire of anger, the fire of fear, the fire of afflictions. And also the extinction of wrong perceptions, wrong views. We have wrong perceptions. We look, we listen, we hear, we feel, and we have wrong perceptions. Especially when we think, we have many wrong perceptions. And our wrong perceptions are at the base of our suffering. Fear, anger, separation, despair are born from our wrong perceptions. So Nibbana is the removal of these wrong perceptions. And also the removal of the afflictions that are born from wrong view. The third noble truth sometimes is described as Nibbana. Nibbana is the cooling down, the peace, the joy. When you have been able to remove your wrong views, when you have been able to extinguish the fire of anger, fear, and so on. And the Buddha also said that Nibbana is available in the here and the now. We do not need to die in order to touch Nibbana. In fact, we need our body, our feelings, our perceptions in order to touch Nibbana. We can very well touch Nibbana with our body. And that can be possible even today. You don't need to practice 5 years or 10 years in order to begin touching Nibbana. Nibbana is a word that has come from the daily talk of the people in the countryside. In the morning, they want to cook breakfast before going to work. And there's no more fire. The ash is cold. You don't risk to burn your fingers. That is Nibbana, cooling. It does not burn. So Nibbana is a state of no fever. There's no fever. There's no heat. The heat, the fever, the flames are born from wrong perceptions and from afflictions like fear, anger, and despair. And if we follow the path recommended by the Buddha, we can very well extinguish the fire in our daily life. And that path is called the Noble Path, Magga, a Noble Eightfold Path. So Magga, the fourth Noble Truth, is the path leading to Nibbana. And that is why we should learn, we should look in order to see the path. To see the path is very important. When you begin to see the path, you begin to see Nibbana. Because there is a strong, deep connection between the path and Nibbana. In fact, you can see Nibbana just by looking at the path. Last week we have discussed about the connection between the third and the fourth noble truth. The third is the cessation of suffering, the presence of happiness, the presence of Nibbana. And the fourth is the path of practice that help us experiencing Nibbana, experiencing cessation of suffering, experiencing happiness. It is like a sheet of paper. We can distinguish the left side and the right side. Although they have different names, left and right side, but they are connected together. You cannot remove the left from the right, and you cannot remove the right from the left. That is what we call interbeing, co-being. And we have tried to look and see the nature of interbeing between the goal, the aim, Nirvana, and the path leading to Nirvana. And we have found out that the path is Nirvana itself. So when you have seen the path and you begin to practice according to the path, you begin to experience Nirvana right away. And as you continue, Nirvana becomes more and more real. You can experience. Suppose there is a splinter in your finger, and you don't feel comfortable with the splinter in your finger, and you try to extract, to take it out. And after having taken out the splinter, you feel fine, you feel free, you feel well-being. So this is true with our afflictions. Our anger, our fear, is kind of splinter. And if we know how to remove it and then experience well-being, freedom, and that is Nibbana. So when you take out the splinter from the finger, the state of well-being, freedom, that is Nirvana. Nirvana is not something abstract. It's the feeling of freedom, the feeling of ease, the feeling of well-being. And when you extract, when you transform your afflictions like anger and fear, every time you extract, you transform one, you experience Nirvana. And wrong perceptions also. When you get understanding, when you practice meditation and look deeply into the nature of things, you get the insight. And that insight take away wrong perceptions, and you feel freedom. You feel freedom, you feel ease, you feel happiness. So we need this body, the six sense organs. We need our mind in order to experience Nibbana. And the Buddha said several times that it is possible for a person to experience perfect Nibbana while she is alive with this body and with this mind.